Hello and welcome to the second episode of the Geekgasm podcast, where we talk about gaming news, games, anime, and a little bit of tech as well. This last week in gaming news, we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot of controversial stuff to go through. We have a lot of problems that I would like to voice my opinion on. And to start off with, we're going to talk about how Activision, even though they had record-breaking sales, they're laying off 800 employees from their Blizzard team. So in an article from hothardware.com, they go on to state how Activision Blizzard, the people that own Call of Duty, the people that own, well, maybe not Blizzard, but Activision, who own Call of Duty, who own Overwatch, who I guess still own Candy Crush. That's a popular thing. I didn't know that. They announced their revenue from 2018. They announced that they made $7.5 billion in revenue. That's almost $500 million more than they made the previous year in 2017. But for some reason, they still didn't they still didn't reach what they thought their full potential was. And I am just baffled. I don't understand how $500 million isn't enough. That isn't enough to show that you're still improving as a developer, that you're still improving and making games people still want. And because of that, they're planning to, they've already cut 800 people from their Activision Blizzard team. Now, a lot of these people are just marketers. And in my opinion, that's not, I can't say that's not bad, because it's 800 people losing their job. That's a terrible thing. But I personally don't like that the marketing aspect of developments and gaming industries in general, that those people are put higher on the list for people to be promoted, get more money, blah, 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 than the actual developers that create the games. Of course, when you create a game, you need people to be able to market it, or else no one's going to play your game. But in order to market the game, you need a game that people are going to want to play. So it's hard for me to say that this is something that I guess am quote unquote happy for, because I'm not. But it's at least their marketing team, which makes me look at it as a more, I guess, positive thing, even though it's not a positive thing. But a statement was given out from Activision Blizzard saying, while our financial results from 2018 were the best in our history, mind you, best in their history. That's like what? Oh, that's well over 20 years, because I've played their games for more than 20 years. That's well over 20 years. I think it's like, oh God, I want to say 40, but that's probably wrong. Around 30-ish years of profit that they're making, or games that they're making, where this is the best year they've had. So while our financial results from 2018 were the best in our history, we didn't realize our full potential, whatever the fuck that means. To help us reach our full potential, we have made a number of important leadership changes. These changes should enable us to achieve the many opportunities our industry affords us, especially with our powerful owned franchises, our strong commercial capabilities, and our direct digital connections to hundreds of millions of players, and our extraordinarily talented employees. Bobby Kotick, the CEO of Activision Blizzard, said in a statement. Now, there's multiple reasons why I hate that statement. One, it flat out points that they had their best history ever, and they're still not happy, reaching whatever the fuck their full potential means. Second main reason why I hate that is because he tries to sugarcoat it a lot, saying his powerful owned franchises and strong commercial capabilities and connections to hundreds of millions of players. Like, dude, yes, you're connected to us. Yes, we play your games. Yes, we enjoy your games. But that doesn't change the fact that you are laying off people when you have record-breaking sales. Like, that doesn't make sense. That's like looking at your kid, if you're a parent, and your kid goes up to you, and they say, look, I got an A on my project. Aren't you proud of me? And you as a parent, you're just like, what the fuck? Why isn't this an A+? Why the hell are you showing me this worthless piece of shit? No, you have more potential than that. Or your kid graduates out of high school and they're like, yeah, look, I'm done. I did high school. And you as a parent, you're just like, why the fuck aren't you out of college yet? Why didn't you complete college yet? Where's your diploma? I don't care about this. You're still at school. You still need to go to school. Like, you be proud of what you've done. You see the improvement that you're doing. Why is that such a bad thing that it isn't what you expected? It's supposed to be something where they're doing it for their investors. The investors see profit as a good thing, and not, I guess maybe they're not happy with it. I don't really know. But it's just a tragedy that 800 people are losing their jobs because of it. Now, a lot of developers and a lot of other places, they are reaching out and saying how, not disappointed, but saying how they feel about this situation. They are offering positions to these people, but it's still is such a terrible, terrible thing to me to say that you're not proud of what you're doing, and that you're not proud of where you're coming from, or what improvements you've done. Like $500 billion. That's just crazy to me. Not 500 billion. I'm sorry. Was it 500 billion? No, 7.5 billion. Half a billion. No, $500 million. Yeah. $500 million of improvement. That just blows my mind. Now, maybe, just saying, maybe if we didn't get some terrible content this past year, we would have spent more money. I don't know. Like, if they come out with a mainstream Diablo game rather than Diablo Immortals bullshit that came out. Or maybe they should have improved Overwatch more instead of just releasing seasonal skins and the occasional new characters. Or, you know, maybe just made a new game. That'd be cool. I would like a new game. I haven't seen one of those in a while, except for every developer making goddamn fucking Battle Royale game coming out. God, so many of those are coming out. But the investors, after hearing this, that they lay off people, not specifically because of this, though, the stocks for Activision Blizzard did go up by 7.4%. So apparently the investors like that. I don't know. Maybe it's the business model that they're trying to shoot forward. They start saying how they're focusing on 3 different key things, key areas. First being developing of the company's main franchises, so coming out with better games for their main games, which that's a positive. Should have done that last year. Activision will be also getting rid of initial blah, 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 blah. They go on to say other stuff too. I don't really care about that. It's mainly the game part that I care about. They're one of their 3 main pillars for this decision of their filling their full potential bullshit is making more games. Again, that should have been something that they did last year, in my opinion. We haven't had a new game in so long. We're still waiting on Diablo after 7 years, and I fucking love Diablo. I'd play the shit out of that game if they came out with a 4th one, even if it was bad like the 3rd one was in the beginning. But to see that investors are also coming out and putting more money towards this after this kind of decision is being made, whether or not it is because of the 800 employees being fired or just because of their new business model, I still think that's shitty. I still think that's really terrible. So that's that. Enough of Activision. Last week I talked about how Telltale Games is no more, and how I'm terribly sad about that, and how my girlfriend and I basically got my girlfriend into gaming because of them, because of their type of games. She learned to like them and learned to enjoy games along with me. Those people, they're coming together and making a new studio. That's pretty cool. It's called Ad Hoc Studio. It's made by 4 of the people from the original Telltale devs team, and they're planning to focus on the same narrative style games or interactive stuff like they were doing at Telltale Games. But I just hope that they stick with games. I like games. That'd be kind of cool. I just thought I'd throw that out there just to talk about it for a second. Sony is coming out with some big news as well for their PlayStation 5. And it's going to have apparently the biggest library of console games that has been out so far. So, one of the big problems with me and console gaming, if you don't know, I do not like consoles very much. I love the Switch, and I enjoy playing consoles, but I don't like the idea of a console just because, mainly because I like PC more, but after 5-6 years, you have to buy a new one. I don't really like that. And all your old games are usually just obsolete. Now, I've been wanting backwards compatibility for any system, for any of the main systems that are now out for a very long time. I think Xbox 360 did have it, but Xbox One didn't. That pissed me off a lot because I actually bought an Xbox One. But the PlayStation 5 will have backwards compatibility through all of their PlayStations that they've ever come out with, apparently. Now, if that is real and a thing that they're going to actually be able to do, I will pick up a PlayStation 5 and I will love that thing to death. I will say goodbye to my Xbox. I will have that on my desk with me while I have my PC, and I'll be able to play all my favorite games that I used to play, like Sly Cooper. Ooh, that was a good one. Jack, what? Jack X Combat Racing, that's what it was. Jack X Combat Racing, that was a good one. All these old games that I loved playing that I still have them in a flip book for discs and such in my closet, just sitting there. Haven't been playing in a while because I don't have a console for it, and I don't want to go out and buy a console specifically for that because of all the setup you have to do if you want to play it and you blah 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 blah. I don't care. I want it to be on one console. I like convenience, which is why I really like PC. I don't have to do that console crap. But if the PlayStation 5 has backwards compatibility, that's a plus. I like that. I want that. I really want that. It'll give me more of a reason to justify getting a PlayStation 5 just for, The Last of Us 2. I really like The Last of Us. The Last of Us was one of my favorite games, and when I heard that The Last of Us 2 was coming, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to pick up a PlayStation just for that. Now, if it's going to be on PlayStation 5, or if the PlayStation 5 is coming out with backwards compatibility, ooh, that justifies it even more. I'm excited. Very excited for that. Now, a big name within the development of video games recently, and a very big controversy about it, is EA. EA has been a very big problem for a lot of developers, a lot of companies, because of how money grubby they are. I don't like EA. I really don't like EA. I hate that I have to buy a game. And then also, if I want some good stuff in the game, I have to buy that stuff, which is like $20, and then DLC to buy more stuff, to do more things, and have the full game, and blah, 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 blah. Like, I want to buy your game and have your game, right? Right. Now, with other games that are free, like League of Legends or Apex Legends, it's okay to have that business model where it's, the game's free, but you can buy stuff and spend thousands of dollars if you would like for cosmetic stuff. But when you make me buy the game and you make me buy the stuff in the game to have more of the game and to make me buy things that do stuff in the game because if I don't have it, I'm put at a disadvantage or blah, 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 that's a problem. I don't like that. Now, for some reason, Disney, who works with EA for their games, like the Star Wars franchise, they're happy with EA and what they're doing. I don't get that. I really don't get that. So, Disney apparently is not good at games. And on the website Variety.com, they put out an article stating how Disney says that they've never been good at video games and that they remain happy with EA's work. One little statement that was made by, what's his name, Iger? I don't know who Iger is, but he is a person from Disney, apparently CEO, that's who he is. I remembered. CEO Bob Iger. He goes on to say, we're good at making movies and television shows and theme parks and cruise ships and the like. We've just never managed to demonstrate much skill in on the publishing side of games. I'm sorry. Did you forget? Oh, I don't know if this is true. I forget who the developers are for a lot of these games. I think I have it right. But didn't Disney have a big part in Pirates Online? I don't know if anyone remembers that game. That game was my childhood. That game was probably the game that got me into PC gaming the most. I remember I had a friend who was at my school who asked me if I played the game. I was like, oh, gee, what's that? I like games. What is that? I like the Pirates movies. What is that? And he told me about it. I thought it was great. So I went into my parents' room, boot up the, oh my god, terrible, I forget what maker it was, but a very terrible computer, very terrible monitor. I think we still have that monitor. To try and play this game, I could barely do anything in the game. I could barely see anything because the monitor was so fucking shit. But, excuse me. But that was one of the best experiences I've ever had playing games while growing up. That was my childhood. That game, along with, what's another one? Club Penguin. The one that they shut down all their other games for to focus on, then to shut down to do a mobile game, then to shut down the mobile game. That whole Club Penguin incident, thing, whatever it is, that thing, I am super upset with. They shut down Pirates Online and Toontown, which, don't get me even started on Toontown. That was my shit. Back when I was like 16. That's like a millennia ago by now. Toontown was my shit. And they shut that thing down for Club Penguin. They shut down Pirates for Club Penguin. They shut down most of their online service games for Club Penguin. Then they shut down Club Penguin for Club Penguin Islands. The crappy mobile version of Club Penguin. Why couldn't you have just put Club Penguin on mobile? Why couldn't you have just done that? Anyways, I'm getting off track. And then they shut down Club Penguin Mobiles. Now, or Club Penguin Island. Now, those games were fantastic. I played Club Penguin, I played Pirates, I played Toontown. All of those games were fantastic. They are still some of the best memories I've had in gaming while growing up in games and playing them and enjoying them and having bonds with friends and bonds with current relationship partners in the time period of those games. And I still play Toontown. It may be shut down, but Toontown Rewritten, that's where the good shit is at. I still play that. I played it like last week. I don't play it religiously anymore, but I still play it. To say that you're not good at making games when you shut down all the good games. You shut down all the good games you had for a game that was terrible. Club Penguin is the one I'm talking about. For a game that's terrible, because it was literally nothing at all, just to have that shut down, just to shut that, like, that doesn't make sense to me. And then to say that you're happy with how EA is treating your games, did you not see how Star Wars ended up? That was one of the worst games I've ever seen. Worst way to monetize a game. Man, I like games, but I hate what people are doing with it. Ooh, voice crack. I hate what people are doing with them recently. And to say that EA is doing good, that's just crazy talk. I don't know. Anyways, I thought that'd be something to share. That was a wonderful Disney. Keep doing what you're doing. And yeah. Now, the next thing to talk about is a little bit of a sad thing to me. And it's a controversy about a gamer being permanently banned on Twitch. Now, I don't watch this person, but there is a person called Helena Live. She is a partner with Twitch. She makes a living off of streaming. So, she's living the good life. Now, she was recently permanently banned from Twitch because of something she said. Now, I agree before I say what it is, I agree that Twitch should ban people that do harass other people, that do harass a group of people, that do spread big negativity, racial slurs, anything like that, terrorism, anything like that. That shouldn't be on Twitch. Twitch should be about the games. And if you choose to talk about politics or any form of things that you want to, like religion or sexuality or different things like that, you should be free to talk about that stuff on your platform, as long as it's still not being harmful to other people, not harassing someone specifically or a group of people. Now, Twitch banned Helen Alive because of something she said. And after reading the article from centraltelegraph.com, I'm very upset with Twitch and how they're going about how they're going about this. She was banned for stating her beliefs that there are only two genders. And I know that companies, game developers, any form of company, clothing lines, blah, 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 because we've seen a lot of controversy with that as well. I get why a lot of different people are trying to do the right thing, to not try and promote any form of harassment or negativity towards the transgender community or any community like that. But when you're banning somebody for stating a belief, whether the belief is right or wrong is not the problem. It's how they feel about the topic. To ban somebody for saying, "Oh, I don't think there are more than two genders," is stupid. People are allowed to have opinions. People are allowed to have beliefs. You can believe in God if you'd like. You can believe in a spaghetti monster if you'd like. You can believe in nothing. That doesn't affect anyone else but you, as long as you're just stating your opinion and what you think is right. Same goes for more than two genders in that topic. Now, if she was saying towards someone saying, "No, you're stupid, you're not, there's nothing more than two genders," that would be one thing. If she was actually going out to try to upset somebody. But just stating that you do not believe there are more than two genders because of how you believe it to be is stupid for getting banned for. And apparently she has been hit more than once with strikes in the past few months, saying that she has had hateful conducts in the last few months as well. So there might be more of this than what I'm seeing from this article. But in an email, Twitch did state, "Your recent behavior has proven your lack of understanding of what hateful speech is and how it may affect your community on your channel. Several of your statements have been found offensive towards the transgender community, and we don't tolerate this kind of behavior." I feel like with that statement, Twitch is trying to just cover their ass. And what I mean by that is they don't want to be words. They don't want to be a company that is seen as against people wanting to have more than two genders. That's understandable. But the way that they're going about it, silencing people for having an opinion, is wrong. It's really, really sad to see that somebody is being banned for that. Helen Alive goes on to say, "I specifically said it's okay if a man wants to be a woman and a woman wants to be a man, but you cannot be anything in between." And then she goes on to say, "Isn't it wrong for banning me for my beliefs?" And that is right. I agree with this. You can be a woman if you're a man. You can be a man if you're a woman. You can be anything you want. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect how I see you, other than I will call you he or she if you would like me to. But to say it's offensive if I say, "Oh, but there's nothing in between," in my opinion, that's wrong. to think that I'm trying to attack somebody or try to put down a whole community because of it. So this kind of incidents, this kind of ban is not justified in my opinion, and I feel like Twitch is just doing it to cover their ass. But if we want to know about something that should have happened and you should be banned for, we can talk about how deadmau5, the deadmau5, was banned on Twitter for saying what is it? Not a racial slur, but saying had a homosexual slur. I think that's what the correct term is. So deadmau5 was playing PlayerUnknown Battleground, and he was streaming it with a friend, Smacktron, over this was like last week or the week before or something like that. And when he was playing the game, he had somebody in his chat, somebody who was doing what they call stream sniping. And stream sniping is when you try to get into a game, whatever game it is, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, Apex, League of Legends, anything like that, you try to get into their game and deliberately try to ruin their experience. You try to ruin what they're doing. They're trying to ruin their game, kill them constantly. If it's League of Legends, gank their lane constantly, troll their game. If you're on their team, just do nothing to make them lose automatically, basically. And deadmau5, in response to having this, I'm not going to repeat what he said, but he said, is that some fucking cocksucking stream sniper F word that isn't fuck. So if we're talking about people being banned on Twitch and what is right or wrong, this is something to be banned for. He goes on to say how he's not trying to direct it towards someone specifically, how he's not trying to say it's his ideology for how he believes or blah, blah, blah bullshit. But if you're in a game and in the heat of the moment, you let out a racial slur, whether it's the N-word or a homosexual slur, whether it's the bundle of sticks, as the English people like to call it, or I think that's what it is, don't quote me on that. If you say some kind of slur while you're playing a game and you get upset and you let it slip, you clearly say that in your everyday life. You clearly say someone is a cocksucking in your everyday speak. Me personally, I think no matter the case, no matter what it is I'm talking about or trying to make a point about, any form of racial slur or homosexual slur is bad. I don't like when anyone uses it, any form of these slurs. I don't like when people try to make these different sayings or different words like the N-word not a positive thing, but like a neutral, like we should have it in our society kind of thing. Like I believe iDubbbz tries to do. He tries to what does he say for that? He says he tries to normalize the word. I don't think we should normalize these kind of slurs. If we're talking about the N-word, I don't think it's something we should have in our everyday speech. It has so much hate behind it. It has so much pain and history of terrible, terrible things that have been happening in the past that it shouldn't be something we try to normalize. Same with Kanye and the Confederate flag back when he released Yeezus. I believe, if I recall, he was rocking the Confederate flag on his apparel. And I think that was a very dumb choice. I think that was a very stupid thing to do. His reasoning for it was something I can be respectful of, but I still think it's something stupid and that shouldn't be done. Same with people that are black using the N-word. I don't think that is something that should be happening. Now, if you want to use it, that's fine. Use it to your heart context. Sure, if you think it's okay. Me personally, I don't think it's okay. I don't like using it. I don't use that word with my friends. I don't use that word when I'm by myself. I don't say it out of anger. I don't say it when I'm at a game. Just like I don't say any form of, oh, he's gay, or oh, that's so gay of you to do, or whatever. If I'm trying to be negative, I'm not trying to make those words in my everyday speech. It feels really weird just saying that in general. It's not bad to be gay. It's not bad to have your feelings for somebody else, whether they're the same sex or opposite sex or whatever sex. It's not something negative. It's something that just happens. And to put that behind something so negative, whether or not you're trying to offend people or upset somebody or whatever, it is offensive. It is something that is going to start some shit. And for Deadmau5 to just kind of blow it off and say, I'm not apologizing for it, is really, really dumb. I think that's really dumb, especially with somebody who is as popular as him. I mean, I don't think he's as popular anymore. I at least haven't heard much about him, other than bad things. So, trying to justify you saying it, just rather than apologizing, is, to me, just as bad as just saying it in general. So, whatever justification you want to put on it, you can try and do. But that doesn't make it okay. It doesn't make it something we should be doing or should be saying or should be trying to normalize. So that's that with that. And we move on to happier stuff. And I am very happy because Apex Legends is a game. I enjoy it. I actually really do not like battle royales. I don't like the gameplay. I don't like anything about it. I feel like it's just, I just don't like the game. I don't like battle royales. That's fine. It's not my kind of game. That's cool. I don't like that every developer is trying to make a battle royale these days because of how popular it is. But that's cool. Whatever. I just won't play it. But when I see constant Fortnite crap, constant Fortnite memes, constant, like, Fortnite, that makes me hate the game itself now. I actually used to play Fortnite back when it was, a survival-esque kind of builder game thing. That was cool. I backed it. I have the Founders Pack for that back when it first was in development in beta. And to have it be blowing up for a battle royale, that's just annoying to me, just because it's so popular and how much I don't like the game, and it's just everywhere, and oh my god. But finally, with Apex Legend breaking 10 million players in 72 hours, we finally have something that can be the Fortnite Slayer. And I do think Apex Legends is going to be that. It had some stupidly high numbers on Twitch, too. Like 400,000 people watching it instead of watching Fortnite. Fortnite had like 90,000 at one point, which is way less than what it always has. It has like 200,000 people watching it, mainly because of Ninja. But anyways, I'm glad to see that something is stopping Fortnite. I'm very happy to see that we're getting a different game that isn't Fortnite. I'm very sick of it. And I actually liked everything about Fortnite's like graphics. I like that kind of style of graphics. Those are cool. It was different than what I'm constantly seeing, like the realistic ones. I like realistic graphics as well, but I like seeing different stuff, like Borderlands, for example. That has some really cool graphics with a lot of dark lines and blah, 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 blah. That's cool. I don't like seeing constant realism, but I also don't like constantly seeing Fortnite every 2 seconds, whether I'm on Instagram, whether I'm on Twitter, whether I'm on blah, 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 anything, whether I'm on Twitch. I'm sick of seeing Fortnite, and to see that something else is now taking the top spot for it right now, at least. I'm actually going to check that while I'm talking about it. And, oh no, please don't talk, I don't care, please don't talk. Anyways, as I'm talking now, Fortnite is ahead of Apex, but it had more people, which was nice, for a little bit, and it's okay, that's why. It has some, like, tournament thing going on right now that I don't care about, but I'm glad to see that there is a different game above Fortnite. Now, again, at the moment, it's not because there's some kind of tournament thing going on in Twitch, but I'm still very glad to see that Fortnite may come to an end. And my god, I'm sick of seeing that dance move. All of them. Every single one of them. Now, moving on to talking about more games, the Nintendo Direct thing happened this last week. That's cool. It had a lot of cool things to talk about, but I just wanted to quick talk about some of the cool games that are coming out that I'm looking forward to. Like, I'm looking forward to Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess Super Mario Maker 2. I'm looking forward to that. Uh, I'm looking forward to Pokemon. Yeah, that's another thing. Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening is getting a remake for the Switch. That's cool. And Fire Emblem's cool. But other than that, I mean, like, Animal Crossing, I mean, if that comes out this year, that's going to be great. But it's, I don't know. There's a lot of things I'm not looking forward to. Or things I just don't care. Or new things. New things are cool, like Yoshi's Crafted World. That seems kind of cool. But, meh. Not really much to discuss with that. But, really quick, I wanted to talk about a really weird strategy that was in the LCS for League of Legends this past month. So apparently Riot has had a bunch of backlash for a recent hotfix that they did to Spell Thief's Edge. Spell Thief's Edge and the Ancient Coin. In the LCS this past month, somebody, I forget, who was it? It was Hooney from Clutch Gaming. Hooney brought in a very weird pick for the top lane where his starting item was Spell Thief's Edge and he had Kleptomancy. And all he did the whole game was harass the enemy top laner and get gold, free gold like that. So if you use an ability on an enemy champion and you deal damage to them, you get 10 gold from Spell Thief's Edge, and if you auto them, you get 5 gold. If you auto them again, you get 5 gold because of Ancient Coin. Not Ancient Coin, I'm sorry. Kleptomancy, there we go. So with one ability and 2 autos, that's 20 gold. That's as much as one cannon. So if you're constantly harassing the person and constantly getting your procs off of that, you're basically keeping up with farm while shutting down the enemy top laner because you're constantly harassing them and they can't farm. And the hotfix that they chose to do for this was they chose to make it to where both Ancient Coin and Spell Thief's Edge you have to be near a teammate in order to get the bonuses for the gold, for the harassment gold. And while doing this, they also made it to where Spell Thief's Edge gives 11 gold instead of 10. Blah blah blah. That's dumb. That did like nothing to fix the problem that people are having with it. And since this hotfix, people have been saying how much harder it is to get gold because of these changes. Now, here's a scenario. Your support. Let's say you're Nami. So you have some poke, you have some harass, you throw out some abilities, you get some gold from your Spell Thief's Edge. That's cool. But let's say you get ganked. Now, if you get ganked and your ADC dies and you live, you're there. Normally, you could still have gold income. Which, I mean, I don't understand why you'd be going up so far. Anyways, you still have some kind of gold income. You could still try and harass while the enemy laner tries to push in the wave to the tower. But you can't farm the minion wave because that halts your progression towards your quest for your item to get your upgraded item. Now, having the ability to constantly get gold from abilities is nice. That allows you to still be able to have their gold income even when your ADC isn't there. But when your ADC is gone, with these changes, you don't get that gold from attacking people with your abilities. You don't get the CS because that punishes you if you were to try and CS under the tower while your ADC is gone. And that leaves you with 0 gold. So you basically just back for free, and you lose out on experience until you get back to lane, because you can't farm it anyways. You might as well just go buy and spend the gold you have and heal up, and then wait for your ADC to come back so you can go to lane together and then get the gold that you were able to not get before. And I see where people are coming from when they say these changes are affecting them too much. But, like, what else can you really do? You can't stop this no farming strategy any other way, really. I mean, God, if I could think of a way off the top of my head, No, I can't think of one. I can't think of one off the top of my head. I would have to sit here and actually think about it for a good while. I mean, change it from getting gold on every ability to a faster recharge rate on your passive gold for it, but then people can still just abuse it in the laning phase. I mean, if they were to do that and just make it to where your abilities did more damage, like, let's say, I think it's like 10 extra damage or 10 extra on-hit damage for abilities. Let's say it's now 20 instead with this change, but you don't get gold from using them. And then it increases the passive gold gain. That still isn't anywhere near the same amount. And then you're just sitting there doing nothing. You don't have to do anything going upwards. Going up to try and actually harass to get gold. So it's a very, very hard choice to have to make. But there's not much else you can really do. This is one of those instances where no matter how we look at it, it's going to be a shitty situation for both the people abusing the item and people trying to regularly use the item. And I agree with how Riot is saying that it goes against what you learn from actually playing the game. Because one of the main things about the game is you have to learn to farm efficiently. That's how you get gold. That's how you get ahead. Obviously, you can kill your laner. That will give you gold as well, but it won't put you ahead like getting a good CS lead will. So, I get what they're saying, and I agree with them. I agree with Riot on this. It's hard to think of a good solution for this, so the solution they have for now, in my opinion, is probably the right one to do. It sucks that people abuse these kind of items and abuse these kind of strategies in-game, because then it messes up a lot of people that are trying to play the game, I think, correctly, if I want to put it like that. But it's a hard choice to make, and there's not much else you can really do about it. Now, going on to a new topic, let's talk about Jump Force for a second. There's a new game coming out. It's called Jump Force, and it's supposed to be the whole Shonen Jump series that anime has, but like everyone from Shonen in one game trying to fight each other. That's cool. I like it. I like when people have crossovers like this. What I don't like is when people who play these games find a way to make the game look bad. Now, what I'm referring to right now is Jump Force teases blah 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 words. Jump Force is being accused for making one of their characters racist. And one of the characters in specific that we were talking about is one from my favorite anime, My Hero Academia. They're trying to make Deku sound like he's racist. Like, are you serious? There's the things people will do to try and turn a positive thing into a negative one is so beyond me. I don't understand a lot of this. So let's talk about that for a second. Now, the reason people are saying that Midoriya is racist or whatever is because of a special interaction he has with one other character. So in fighting games alike, when the characters get on screen for the first time, they have some kind of one-liner that they say. Excuse me, I was parched. I had to take a sip of my delicious strawberry drink. So, in fighting games, when they get on screen, they have a one-liner. They say for sometimes specifically to the person that they're fighting, sometimes just a one-liner they have. In this game, they have they have a specific saying for different characters. Now, when Midoriya meets Piccolo from Dragon Ball for the first time, he says, "A villain! I have to protect everyone." Where in return, Piccolo responds with, "I'm not a villain, I'm a Namekian." Namekian? I don't watch Dragon Ball. Namekian. Now, I thought that was weird. At first, I kind of was agreeing with people saying that that's a really weird saying that they could have gone with. So, I looked into it. Now, I don't watch Dragon Ball. I've wanted to watch Dragon Ball. I like the games, but there's too many fillers for me. I don't like the old animation. It's very hard for me to watch. So, I haven't watched it. Knowing nothing about the game, I looked in to the character Piccolo, and I know who he is. He is the green alien looking dude who got the intelligence on his head, who trained Goku's kid, Gohan, there we go. He trained Gohan in martial arts. Now, looking into Piccolo's lore, he's actually called Piccolo Jr. Ooh, shocker. And I was like, oh, gee, where's the Junior come from? I traced it back. So, I hope I got this right. I even asked my friend who's a very big Dragon Ball fan, and he said that Piccolo, the one that we know of and love, Piccolo Jr., is basically the reincarnation of another person. He is the reincarnation of the person called Lord Demon King Piccolo. Now, hearing that, I wondered who the hell Lord Demon King Piccolo was. So I looked into it. King Piccolo, he's a demon lord. Lord of Demons, it's in his fucking name. He is an evil person who brought mayhem to Earth. Earth. I'm gonna say Earth. Mayhem to the planet he was on. I think Earth. Probably not Earth. Brought mayhem to the planet he was on. And put people just basically in the palm of his hands and did whatever the hell he wanted to. He was a very bad person, and he reigned supreme for a very long time. Things happened. He split himself into two or something like that, and Piccolo Jr. is a thing. Piccolo Jr. is a Namekeep thing, the big thing, and knows the language and can speak to them, so he figures out he's a Namekian. He's literally the reincarnation of a super evil lord. Now, of course, someone being from Earth, Midoriya, who sees an alien, Piccolo, and knows from his earthly beings, because My Hero Academia is based on Earth, and I think it's in like the future or something, but it's based off Earth, where we Earthlings know only of aliens being bad things, right? Is that what we're talking about still? Still following me? We think aliens are bad because we don't want them to come and kill us and abduct us and do tricks and blah, 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 stuff on us, experiment. Knowing that, being from Earth, seeing an alien, Midoriya says, a villain. Which I'm assuming that's probably just, like, maybe lost in translation, because Japanese to English, for some reason, everyone has a problem with that. Mixed up translations are a thing. But seeing a villain, I must protect everyone. That's a logical response. When you see an alien, literally see an alien, and you're a superhero, what's your first thing? Bad person. I must protect people. That makes sense. That makes total sense. To me, at least. Don't judge a book by your cover bullshit. I don't care. I don't care. You see an alien, you think bad. I see a villain, I think bad. I see a guy with gun, I think bad. If he's pointing it at me, obviously. But to have that be a response to an alien is okay. That's okay for me. I am okay with that. People that think that that is racist can go suck a fat one. I don't like people that try to think everything is racist. Those are the kind of people that are very sensitive people. I'm a sensitive guy, but I am not that sensitive. If you're trying to depict an alien creature for being the victim of a racist bullshit in a game, dude, get over everything you think of with that. Stop thinking that. Enjoy the game. Enjoy Midoriya trying to protect his friends. Don't enjoy trying to fucking nitpick everything to try and find some way to make this thing sound bad. I want this game to be good. And it's looking pretty good. I like the lineup a lot. What I don't like is people trying to make it sound racist for no fucking reason. Midoriya is a puppy. He will be protected. He is not a racist. He likes his friends. And I'm done with that. That's it. I'm done with that. Let's talk about more My Hero Academia while we're here. So, My Hero Academia is getting a little bit of a trailer for its 4th season. That came out. I watched it. I learned nothing, but I'm still excited. So that's a thing. I just felt like saying that. Yeah, October 2019. new My Hero Academia. I'm very excited. I have a big ass smile on my face because I like My Hero Academia a lot. While still on the talk of My Hero Academia, lots of My Hero Academia to talk about. Apparently, the creator of My Hero Academia talked about Toga's sexuality recently. Now, if you're like me, you think Uraraka is best girl. Everyone else is wrong if you think anything else. She is the perfect of everything that is of a female. She is best girl. She must be protected. Now, everyone else is fantastic in the show. But Toga is also a special case because Toga is I don't know why I like her as much as I do as well. The whole community likes her a lot. She's great. I think she's an awesome character. I like everything about her. I think she's nuts. But I like that. That's really cool. I don't know why. She's adorable. She wants to steal your blood and turn into you. But it's still adorable. And I'd let her. Yeah, sure. Go for it. Take my blood. But he talks about Toga's sexuality and Toga's quirk specifically. So in like a prototype design sketch for Toga, he explains how the reason she takes people's blood and turns into them that way is also connected to how she feels about the person. So when she falls in love with somebody, she basically becomes obsessed with them. She wants to do everything with them. She wants to be around them. She wants to touch them, wants to do things with them, but also wants to become them. So she takes their blood so she can turn into them. And it seems like from the anime and the manga that it doesn't matter if it's a male or female. If she becomes obsessed with them and loves them and everything like that, she will take their blood and want to turn into them. So her sexuality, because she's turned into females before in the anime, she's bi. Or whatever the hell you want to call it. The thing where you like more than one of the same gender. Okay. Bi / something sexual that I'm not going to say to get wrong because I don't want to be looking like a dum-dum. She likes whatever she likes and will turn into whatever. That's cool. I'm okay with that. I like that. I like that kind of stuff a lot. I like adding things into games and animes that make people feel good. And adding in more bisexual people and gay people and everything people are nice. I like it. So that's cool. Glad to find out that she's not just a regular likey the boysy kind of girl. It's cool. I like that. I all serious note, I do like that this style of character isn't limited to just being crazy about boys like she was originally kind of portrayed as. So that's really cool. And now we talk about some news that I'm both knowing people are excited about, but knowing that I'm also kind of disappointed about. Not disappointed, but like kind of very skeptical about. So there is a very popular anime. You might know the name of it. It's called Cowboy Bebop. I have not watched it. I've heard nothing but good things, and I've heard that's one of the most popular animes at the moment. So popular, in fact, that Hollywood is going to be making a live-action series of it. And I just read that it's series. Oh, man, that's going to be cool. So it's going to be a live-action drama series streamed worldwide on Netflix. Now, the reason I wanted to talk about this is because I hate live adaptations of animes. I've seen a couple, and by couple, I mean like 5, and I've been very disappointed with just about all of them. So, one of my favorite animes, Death Note, had a live-action movie made out of it. That was complete shit. Another one of my favorites, Full Metal Alchemist, had a live-action movie made out of it. That was the worst sack of shit I've ever seen in my life. That is probably the worst movie I've ever seen that I can remember. Absolutely hated it. We'll talk about Death Note first, though. Death Note. Now, Death Note would have been great, the movie. But they did one problem. They tried to basically tell the majority of the story of Light within the anime. And they fucked up every single part of it. They messed up a lot of the things I loved about Light and L and the anime as a whole. And no, Ryuk was actually really good. Ryuk was the only redeeming quality of that whole live action adaptation. That was great. Everything else was fucking shit. If they had made this live action for Death Note, instead of saying like a Death Note movie or like Death Note live adaptation, they could have said a Death Note story. What they could have done was made a new story based off of Death Note. Another instance where Ryuk goes to Earth with a person who has his Death Note and follows them around and kills people. If they had just done that and not made it Light, not made L anywhere near it, in it, or anyways, not make Mika, whatever her name is, the main girl, not make her a part of it, not make any of the main things other than Ryuk and the Death Note be the main factor of the movie, it would have been good. I would have more enjoyed it if they had just said, oh, this is a Death Note story, and just done that. I would have enjoyed it more. I would have liked it more. It's still bad. It would have still been considered bad in my eyes, but it would have been more enjoyable. But because I know it's supposed to be based off of Death Note, the series, I see every little bit that they messed up and hate it. I see every little bit that is about Light, like how he's supposed to be the top person at his school. Everyone loves him. He's doing great. He's getting bored. He wants to do something different in the world. When they take that person and put him into a live adaptation and just make him the nerd that gets bullied and told to do people's homework, when they make him that person, that's not the same person, but yet I'm still thinking it's Light because that's what they told me it is. They told me he's Light. So I'm going to compare it to the anime, and it was bad. And L, holy shit, was L terrible. Not because it was whoever the fuck actor it was. It was bad because they took L and everything that L is and over exaggerated it to the point where I wanted to just scream at the TV and turn it off. They made him, instead of just like being a sugarholic and like having sugar or whatever the fuck he can, they made it to where he was obsessed with shoving shit in his mouth for food. And it was just so bad. So bad. And with Full Metal Alchemist, the movie, that was the worst one I've ever seen. Like, they skipped over so many parts. It took me 3 sittings to actually watch the fucking movie and actually get through all of it. And I still was not paying attention to most of it. I can't tell you everything about it. What happens? They were in the city in the first part of the movie. They chase down the dude with the ring. They have a battle. Dude with the ring is stopped. Okay, well, what about when dude with ring was controlling the population or controlling everybody, or using what's her face, the girl with the pink hair, using her as a puppet, or having the ring be like this almighty bullshit that he was trying to pass off as a ring of blah, blah, blah. Dude, they messed that up. They messed up more. I wish I could remember more of that shitty ass movie, but I blacked out. I literally blacked out. I fell asleep like 3 times trying to watch that fucking thing. I had to turn it off. It was just so bad. So hearing that some really good anime like Death Note and like Full Metal Alchemist, Cowboy Bebop getting a live action anything makes me question whether it's going to be good or not. And again, I haven't seen Cowboy Bebop. I want to watch it. But just hearing that it's getting a live action series upsets me. Because they're gonna mess it up. It's going to be ruined. It's going to be terrible, and then everyone's going to hate it. Oops. You got to get live action done right. If you're going to do it, you got to follow the manga. You got to follow at least the series, because following the manga, there's too much shit. There's too much stuff in the manga to do a movie justice. So it's kind of cool that they're doing like a live action thing for like a series rather than a movie, so they don't have to rush everything. But look at the anime, watch an episode, make the episode. Watch the second episode, make the second episode. Watch the third episode, make the third episode. Like, just use it as a template. Because you already got the okay to make a series about this anime. You don't need clarification. You don't need a permission to use their material, because you're already fucking using it. You don't need that shit. Just take the anime and make it into a live action thing. Just to make it right. Make it right, please. I will watch the anime just to see the live action if the live action is good. If it's good, I will go out of my way to watch it and be proven wrong. If it is bad, I'm never going to touch that shit, because I'm done with live actions. I'm done with any live actions. I'm not watching any more. Ever. They're so bad. They are so bad. Yeah, that's about it for that topic. I don't want to talk about that anymore. But what I do want to talk about is Fate Stay Night getting another series. That's pretty good. One of my favorite animes, again, is Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Work. I really liked that anime. I know it's not the best in the series, and I know that Fate Zero, I believe, is better, but there's something about Unlimited Blade Works that I just really liked. I loved it. And to hear that another Fate Stay Night series thing is coming out, that's awesome. I'm excited for that. I just wanted to say that real quick. Another thing to talk about is how there's going to be a Naruto indoor theme park opening in Shanghai. Whoo! That's going to be sick. That's going to be cool. If that's done right, that's going to be cool. So, still a little sick. That's going to be cool if that's going to be done right. Now, I know Halo is making like a theme park as well for whatever reason. I guess Halo's still super popular. I don't see much about it. I never really got into it. I don't really like space shooty kind of things. I don't like space genre really. But Naruto, I can get behind that. Getting a theme park out of that. That's A-okay in my book. I like it. Yeah, that's that's about it with that one. Whatever. And to end the podcast, I'm gonna talk about one of the cool techs that I enjoy. I really like Parajet. Now, Parajet is basically a giant propeller on your back, and you use it in correlation with either a parachute or a hang glider, and you use it to propel yourself and fly. Now, this is something I would buy 100%, just like how last week I talked about the Iron Man suit, like the living Iron Man suit, blah blah. I would buy this over that probably. I don't say that, but this one's more affordable. This one's more affordable. I don't remember where I saw the prices, but I remember looking into these things before, and they were like $7,000. That's stupid expensive. But it's so cool just to be able to use it to fly around and do things like that. I like flying. I really like flying. And the ability to fly would be awesome. I watched a video on YouTube. I forget the YouTuber's name. But he had one of these things. He had a Parajet. And he just went to fucking McDonald's. He just flew to McDonald's and just recorded it. Because why the fuck not? It's McDonald's. And you're flying there. From a propeller thing. Like, it's so cool. It's so cool. So, yeah. It's so cool. And that's all. That's it. That's everything. That's everything I wanted to talk about. And it's only been an hour. That's good. Good place to stop. A good place to be finished. And enjoying myself with another podcast. Thank you so much for listening or watching, wherever you may be, and I do appreciate it. Bye.